What's going on, guys? I'm Tom here, George D, coach of the San Francisco. Hold on, I am coming down with something a little bit, in my opinion. So, anyway, I bring you today the GBA D League Season 2, Week Number 6, rematch against Will, the Bouffalant Bills, or Makati, whatever you want to call him, you can call him. And it's an important battle. I'm currently 5-0, and he is 2-3, I believe as much, maybe 3-2. I don't really know for sure. But if I win this, I do clinch the playoff spot 100%. Right now, I have it like 80% chance that I'm automatically in. But as of now, if I win this battle, I clinch it for sure. So it's an important battle for that reason. Now, let's go through the teams real quick. So you can see he brought an Azelf, a Hippowdon, Excadrill, Crobat, Exploud, and a Manectric. He went for more speed and power this time, over the last time where he decided to bring more of his walls. Not something I honestly expected from him. He is always a more defensive player, and that's just his play style. So this is out of his comfort zone a little bit, I feel like, and it's really interesting to see how it's gonna work out. But going through my team, I made a couple mistakes in my team building. I don't think I prepared the best way I could have in this week, but I still prepared my best that I thought at the time, at least. Let's go through it. Landorus is a substitute set. In my opinion, Rock Polish against Hissy will completely counter team to me. He brought a very offensive team. I was preparing for a very bulkier team. This substitute Landorus really worked well against a bulky team. Brought offensive. So it's gonna be a little bit more tricky now, but I brought the Psychic, the Focus Blast, and the Earth Power to hit everything. The Psychic to hit the Crobat, and the Focus Blast to hit the Umbreon, which he did not bring. My next Pokemon is an Asolphus Gudra, which I made completely physically offensive this time with the Dragon Tail, with the Iron Tail to take on the Gramble, the Superpower to take on Umbreon and Exploud and stuff like that, and the Power Whip to take on any of his I don't think he has a Water type actually, Hippowdon, and basically just hit a lot of things for neutral. My third Pokemon I decided to bring is my Seismitoad, which I did get in my free agency for my Golurk. Decided to run a fully defensive set with Stealth Rocks, Knockoff, Scald, and Earthquake. So that's a pretty solid set. It takes on his Manectric, which I really liked about it, as well as the fact that it's gonna force him to run HP Grass on some things, and if he does, I can go into Gudra, take that hit very well with my Sap Sipper, get +1, and then pretty much be set up to do a lot of damage to anything on his team. My third Pokemon is my Shaman. It was meant to be a Melodic at first. Now I decided to switch to Shaman for reasons unknown. I guess I wanted the Healing Wish, which really would have helped me more to have my Melodic, because I don't really bring Melodic that much now that I realize it. But off that note, I bring a Choice Scarf Shaman, enough speed to outspeed the Manectric. Got a lot of bulk on it. It can really take those Earthquakes off the Excadrill if necessary. Max special attack with the Modest Nature. So I have Earth Power, Seed Flare, Psychic, and then I have Healing Wish. My next mon is the Hitmonlee. Once again, I expected him to have Tyrantrum, so I decided not to go with the Fake Out set, because if he brought Tyrantrum and Excadrill, I would only be able to use my Fake Out one time before he just completely decided to sweep me with one or the other mon. So I decided to go with a Life Orb set instead, with Mach Punch, Close Combat, Knockoff, and Poison Jab for the Gramble if he decided to bring it, which he did not again. My next mon is my Mega Scissor with Swords Dance. It's my late game sweeper. It's what it was made to do. If I get the Mega Manectric low enough, it is going to go down to a Bull Punch. So that's pretty much the plan. Let's get right on into the battle. So he's going to lead off with his Exploud as I lead off, and I need to mute sound. There we go. I'm going to lead off with my Seismitoad as he leads off with his Exploud. Now, I should have gone for Rocks, but he did have the Crobat, so I decided to go for knockoff instead, and I knock off the choice specs, which was, it's still a really good play on my part, because now he is not nearly as threatening of a Pokemon as it was before. But I'm not going to predict. I played very safe this game. I go for a lot of safe plays, which really bite me in the ass. I'm going to go for the close combat with my Hitmonlee. Obvious switch into Crobat. He's going to get off a Brave Bird on my Landorus. Now here, he decides to switch out into his Hippowdon as I decide just to go for a Psychic, revealing that I have the Psychic. And now here, I decide to play it safe. I go for the Substitute. He thought I would have the Grass Knot or the Earth Power, and Azelf takes either of those hits really well. So I'm going to set up Substitute as he goes for a nice punch here, and I'm going to go for a Psychic, doing nearly half to him. So now actually a Psychic is going to be able to take out this Azelf, which is great for me. I was going to go into the Scizor. I'm going to go into the Scizor, predicting either a Psychic or an Ice Punch, and I can go for a safe Bullet Punch here and get off my Mega Evolution, which is great for me. That's going to get a crit, 46%. Now, unless he wanted to preserve his Hippowdon, this really did not matter, because I can just go for the knockoff, and I did have the Bug Bite over the U-turn as well. Here, though, he's going to go into his Mega Manectric, and I'm going to switch out into my safe switch into Goodra. He's going to Volt Switch out. Pretty obvious play there. There's nothing I can do. I would have liked to go into Seismitoad, but he made a great lead, leading off with his Exploud like he did. Now here, he's going to reveal that he is Outrage Exploud, which I don't agree with, necessarily. I don't agree with. Outrage really doesn't do anything for him. It does the same amount as a Boom Burst would if he was modest max special attack. So I don't really see the point in doing this. Now, here I predict him to go for Earthquake, and I go into my Shaman as he goes for an what is it? Iron Head. Now I should have stayed in there because I could have outsped and taken him out, but that's not the case. He's gonna go for Earthquake this time. I predict that and go into my Landorus. Gonna go for Earth Power. Once again, I played very safe. Here I make a prediction though. I figured he knew I was gonna go into my Scizor, so I decided to stay in with my Landorus, and basically try to take it out. Now, I should have kept my Landorus alive. I really should have. 100%. It was my win condition. And you guys are going to see right here, right at this moment, I could have Healing Wished up my Landorus. And basically, if I did that, nothing on his team would take an Earth Power. If he wanted to go into the Crobat, I could have gone for Psychic. And if he wanted to go into the Manectric, I have some switches for that. So, huge misplay on my part. I finally predict the switch into the Crobat. I'm going to go for Knockoff. But it's not going to 2-hit KO, which tells me this is a very bulky set. And even though he's extremely bulky, the Brave Bird is still going to take out my Goodra. So my Goodra's going to go down here. And I'm going to go into my Shaman, as it's now pretty much GG at this point. I'm going for Differential at this point. I'm going to pull a Double Switch out, which is going to get me into my, what's it called? Get me into my Hitmonlee safely against the Excadrill. I'm just going to go for a close combat. He does not want to overpredict or anything and risk himself losing this game somehow. So I'm going to go for, just going to die to a Brave Bird. And now I go into my Shaman. I'm thinking like maybe a Psychic will take him out. Doesn't. He's running a lot of Spadef investment, and a Brave Bird is going to take out my Shaman. So we do lose our very first game in the D-League. However, it's not a big loss. It's a 1-0 to the Bouffalant Bills. And I know exactly what I did wrong. I know exactly how I could have changed my game to win, which I feel is very important in this. I know exactly the moves I could have changed to win. I know exactly the team I could have brought instead of this one to beat this team. And all in all, I'm not really, like, after I lost the battle, I was really unhappy with myself because I just thought to myself, like, what could I have done different? And then I evaluated the battle. I just looked it over and I was like, really? Like, I could have just done this one play. Healing Wish up the Landers at that moment would have won the game right there. But yeah, there's just nothing I could do at that point. But anyways, guys, I am Septile MC, or George D, coach of the San Francisco 49ers. Next week we face Super Gassy or the New York Shelmets. It's important that we get this win. Very important that we get this win. One, it'll clinch the playoffs, and two, it will give our division. Basically, it'll be between Will and Gassy then, and they're gonna be really fighting for a spot, and that's gonna be really funny to watch. It'll be fun to watch them battle. But anyways, guys, I am Sep Thompson, your George D, coach of the San Francisco 49ers, and I promise I will bring you guys a win next week. Although this loss really wasn't that bad because it was a 1-0. It was the smallest loss we could have ever gotten in this league, which is good. And I tried to do my intro now for the third time, so let's do it for the third time. Anyways, guys, I'm Seth Thomas here, George D, coach of the San Francisco 49ers. If you enjoyed, please comment, like, rate, and subscribe. Flare flex that like button. I decided to try that since people do that. Anyways, guys, peace out.